Lesson 5 for October 26 through to November 1, Violating the Spirit of the Law, read by Dr. Percy Harold. Wednesday, October 30, An Oath. Question, read Nehemiah chapter 5, verses 12 and 13. Why does Nehemiah pronounce a curse against those who do not uphold their part of the agreement? Nehemiah 5, beginning at verse 12. So they said, "We will restore it, and will require nothing from them. We will do as you say." Then I called the priests, and required an oath from them that they would do according to this promise. Then I shook out the fold of my garment, and said, "So may God shake out each man from his house and from his property who does not perform this promise. Even thus may he be shaken out and emptied." And all the assembly said, Amen, and praised the Lord. Then the people did according to this promise. Even though the leaders agree to restore and give back what they have confiscated, Nehemiah is not satisfied with mere words. He needs solid proof. Therefore, he makes them swear an oath before the priests. This action also gave the proceedings legal validity in case he had to reference the agreement later. But why does he pronounce a curse? Nehemiah performs a symbolic act of gathering up his garments as if to hold something in them, and then shaking them out as a sign of losing it. Thus, those who would go against this oath would lose everything. It was customary to utter curses in order to impress upon others the significance of a certain law or rule. The people also were less likely to go against the law when a curse was associated with the breaking of it. Nehemiah apparently felt that this was such an important issue that he needed to do something drastic in order to enhance the probability of its success. Question: what do the following texts in the Old Testament teach us about the sanctity of oaths from these people? Numbers chapter 30, verse 2. If a man makes a vow to the Lord or swears an oath to bind himself by some agreement, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth. Deuteronomy 23, beginning at verse 21. When you make a vow to the Lord your God, you shall not delay to pay it, for the Lord your God will surely require it of you, and it would be a sin to you. But if you abstain from vowing, it shall not be sin to you. That which is gone from your lips you shall keep and perform, for your voluntary vowed to the Lord your God what you have promised with your mouth. And Ecclesiastes 5, verses 4 and 5. When you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay what you have vowed. Better not to vow than to vow and not pay. Leviticus 19, verse 12. And you shall not swear by my name falsely, nor shall you profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. And Genesis chapter 26 and verse 31. Then they arose early in the morning and swore an oath with one another, and Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. In the end, speech is a powerful gift that God has given to humans. It exists as something radically different from what animals have, and there is power in our words, the power even of life and death. Hence, we need to be very careful in what we say, in what we promise to do, and in what verbal commitments we make. It also is important that our deeds match our words. How many people have been turned off to Christianity by those whose words sound Christian, but whose actions are anything but? And so to finish today, think about just how much impact your words have on others. How can we learn to be very careful in what we say, when we say it, and how we say it? This week's lesson has been read by Dr. Percy Harold from Queensland, Australia. It is brought to you by Hope Channel, the Sabbath School Department, and through the services of Christian Services for the Blind. A video of this podcast also occurs on YouTube. Remember, God is always faithful.